This is the best of Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
A lot of people, Frank, I thought you were marvellous on the GN show. I don't know if you saw it, Al, but you were rather marvellous. And we had some comments.
So supportive.
Well, no, it's true. Nice, you were fantastic.
We don't read out praise, but we can articulate our own.
He was funny, and he engaged with the other guests. He was the dream New Year's Eve guest.
Oh, yeah.
Unlike some others on that show, who I didn't warm to so much, I didn't like those rowers, Frank.
Oh, the rowers.
I didn't like the rowers.
You know, they're rowers.
Rowers.
I know.
Are we all just going to keep saying rowers? It's a weird moment.
They're fine. They can. I've got some work that needs doing in my garden, so they can come and help me with that. But we had some.
Are these Olympians that you're talking about coming to help your garden?
It's all right, only silver.
Yeah, only silver. There were some comments about your appearance.
Oh, yes.
With one theme coming up again and again.
Okay.
Can I read you one as a sample?
Go on.
Frank Skinner absolutely oozing Botox on the Graham Norton show.
Really?
Well, I think this is a great compliment. I'd be thrilled if I were you. Another one? Oh dear, too much Botox, Frank.
What?
Number 3, I love Frank Skinner, but come on. Hashtag sculpting. Can I say? I think you should see this as a very auspicious day. People think you've had Botox.
I think the makeup woman should get some sort of minor award.
There you go.
I can officially state with my hand on my heart, and if only I had a picture of Pope Francis, I would use that as well. I have not in any way had Botox.
There's a touch of the Bill Clinton about this.
I can officially state with my hand on my heart that I have had Botox in the past. No, not recently. I've gone off it.
You see,
I think it makes your face look weird.
I think if I was going to be injected in the face, I'd have to really want it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've tried it, but it does strange things to your face.
That is a compliment.
I was really pleased for you, Frank.
I mean,
no one's ever said that to me, and I've had it done.
It's an insult, in a way. It suggests that I'm, some sort of vain peacock of a man. But what about that, eh?
But staggered.
Don't smoke, don't drink. That's my advice.
Whoa.
That's lost half the audience. Although a lot of people
if you are going to drink, give up age 30, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, drink. I always thought my skin looked very clear when I was drinking heavily.
I get a lot of comments on your skin.
Do you?
That's what I get, compliments by proxy. That's my life, not to me.
I'll tell you what, when I die, it's yours.
Oh, thank you, darling.
That would be lovely.
Make a nice little gilet.
That's good. Can I have one of your houses if she's getting your skin?
No, you've gone too far. I don't want people knowing I've got more than one house.
It's already out there. It's in the public domain that you're a slum landlord.
My man of the people image has already been altered by the rumour that I'm having Botox. God, what next?
The best of Frank Skinner. Absolute Radio.
The thing is about Robbie... There seems to be a feeling that because he shook hands with the public and then sanitised it, that is somehow disrespecting the public.
Yeah, I think that's the joke he was making. Like, if you
Well,
exaggerate,
I don't know if he said it was
comedy.
a joke. I mean, he said that he spent a lot of time in LA and he's become a bit of a germaphobe.
Oh.
I think he turns it into a camp, funny on-stage joke, but he is genuinely sanitising.
Right.
But people wash their hands after they've been to the urinal. It doesn't mean they're disrespecting their own winkle. Does it?
Well, there's a sentence I hadn't predicted for today's show.
No, but it doesn't. It's just it's a practical thing. You know, if you do it to your own self, then surely it's not disrespectful to do it to someone else.
We've got a title for the
panic
podcast.
When a hand is proffered forth.
Disrespecting your own winkle.
I think we got a title for Frank's third volume in his autobiography. I think...
I never disrespect. I do look down. I think down on it.
But you let others. I'll tell you something. When people...
I've often thought, you know when people get too big for their boots?
Yeah.
I've often thought that I have grown too big for my own winkle. Sorry, this is gone. This is the worst we've ever
No disrespect to the lovely Claudia, by the way, this link.
No, certainly not. I hadn't thought of that before. No.
So, the point is, Frank, if a hand is proffered forth these days, I panic.
It is a bit. We've grown frightened, haven't we? Of the
I'd
handshake.
rather have a hug than a handshake. My autobiography title, perhaps. But I would, because I feel that's cleaner and I'm protected by some quite expensive clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas I feel with the handshake, I mean, I don't know where that's been.
Well, it's true, isn't it? I mean, the old lang syne now is a death trap. Because you've got a hand both. You've got circulatory threat of the crossed arms.
Yeah.
But then you're shaking hands. Often we just so happens to be next to you. I wouldn't. If somebody shook hands with me and then disinfected in front of me, I would not be offended by that.
Right.
Yeah.
I just think, there's a practical attitude to life.
Sarah, producer, just mouthed I would.
She would.
Yeah.
Be offended.
Oh, it's too late now. Well, there's a man in the Mirror today. I can't remember his name now, but he says at the top something like Frank Fearless, and then he has in brackets and funny, which I would never, ever put on anything.
Oh.
No.
You've got to be really confident to put and funny.
Yeah.
And he absolutely lays into Robbie that he's lost touch with the people.
Oh.
And then he says at the end, well, I'll tell you what, I wash my hands after I've touched the Take That CD. Oh. And I thought, slightly out of date, that insult, isn't it?
Bit
CDs.
retro. Everything about it.
Yeah, he's streaming his music by now, shouldn't he?
No, but not just... Oh, God, I turned up to do... When I started... I'm doing gigs at the moment at the Soho Theatre. And I turned up with my walk-on music and the music for, the people when they come in to play. And... I took the CDs in and I gave it to the sound man, and he said, I haven't got a CD player.
Oh.
It's a theatre. And I said,
I hope you said it's a theatre comma dear.
Well, what did the last people? He said the last people, they brought it on a stick. Turned out it was Dick Whittington.
The best of Frank Skinner.
Absolute Radio.
Let's get it out of the way. I'm 60 today.
Happy birthday.
Big
Thank
Daddy
you.
has a big old birthday.
60,
It's your special day, Frank.
My.
We've been so inundated with birthday wishes, haven't we? The
They're
post
coming in now.
this morning.
I mean, the switchboard is lighting up. People
Yeah.
saying happy birthday to you.
Oh, good, they're saying happy birthday. Okay.
It's lovely. They're not complaining about the fall. I've just opened a card from Patrick Field, who sent me a card with a 10 bob note in
Oh,
it,
good for him.
which is like I used to get from my older relatives, and it's a proper. I thought it was a sort of. It's a proper 10 shilling note.
Outstanding in his field.
Yes,
Patrick
marvellous
Field.
indeed. I even had a card from the Remorsals, who's a band I play on here quite a lot.
Well, that's good.
I love this. I love the idea of a band sitting around signing the card.
Yeah,
Me-
just taking a little moment out from their rock and roll
Hey,
lifestyle.
Spider, have you signed it?
Do some admin.
There'll be someone. That'll be the drummer, will it, Spider?
It's always a spider.
I hope so.
So, have you enjoying your birthday so far?
So
Frank
far,
Skinner?
it's been lovely. I've had nice presents from my radio family here. I had a beautiful, stylish notebook, personalised notebook from Emily Dean with Big Daddy on the cover, which is what she tends to call me.
Yeah.
I won't explain why. A copy of Sapiens from Alan Cochrane, which is a book I would say it's almost, him being an atheist, it's almost his Bible. He's always quoting from
He's trying to
Sapiens.
convert you.
Yeah, it's a bit of a life changer. And
Give it time.
I've had some lovely presents. I think the present that is the sort of originality stands out is that we are going on an outing. The people on here, which is Sarah and Charlie, who are on the other side of the tracks,
Yeah.
as it were. I mean the tracks
Wow.
as in the tracks I play.
Much as the... Oh, I see, yeah.
Yes,
All right.
which I thought was nicely twisted. And Alan, Emily and me are going to go and see Gilbert O'Sullivan in concert, which there'll be people at home now saying, oh, I love the Pirates of Penzance, but this Gilbert O'Sullivan, I don't know if you recall, if you're young people, but I was absolutely a massive fan of his stuff, and I realise I know the lyrics to about 16 of his...
I know all of them, so you and I will be singing along, and these three...
Yes.
Soz, it's our night.
We'll be humming.
Frank, the exciting thing is, I think we're, as they say in the trade, we're going to go back.
We're going to go back as well.
We're going to have
for goodness sake, going back at a Gilbert O'Sullivan concert. How marvellous.
We're going to have an MAG meet and greet.
Yeah. So that's very exciting. Who knows what else the day... But I'm wearing...
May your day be as fabulous as your heart.
Can I just show you guys something? Not just the top part.
No, I don't know.
Here we go.
No.
Boxer shorts. Underwear.
I'm wearing white pants today, while I still can. That's
well.
Oh, and I guess what else?
Go on.
It's official. Got bus pass. In pocket. Yeah, it actually came. It actually came on Tuesday.
Does it come in the post like the Queen's card?
Yeah, it says you don't have to wait. You can use it straight away.
Get a few early ones in.
That night I was on the bus to De Rose and Cavalier opera I went to with my friend Baroness Bakewell.
Oh, I thought you'd gone down to the boozer.
You went on the bus to the opera with Baroness Bakewell.
I did. She wasn't on the bus. I don't know how she got there.
I think Baroness Bakewell would take the bus. She's that type.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Keeps it real.
Brilliant.
I don't know if you know De Rose and Cavalier, but it's a opera.
No, they banned me from that pub.
It's partly about the horrors of ageing.
Oh.
It's about an older woman who has a younger lover, and then he meets a younger woman, and the older woman has to face the realities of life.
Great.
So that was that was good. It was like getting a fact sheet with my bus pass. But no.
So can the bus pass be used on all forms of transport?
In London, it's not a freedom pass. I can't go national if that's what you're thinking. But I don't know if I'll be travelling that far from home, not deliberately.
Also, in Birmingham, you never have to pay for anything up there.
No, I just stick a hand out. And I can.
You're the patron saint of Birmingham.
I can flag down a private car.
Good for you.
There's four there at the moment.
542 has texted in, happy birthday, Frank. I had to check Wikipedia this morning as I can't believe you're 60.
That is can I say the correct thing to say?
I would say perhaps new to fact-checking, because Wikipedia is not always the place to go and check facts, I would suggest.
I mean, there's been some amazing missives we've had, including at least 5, I count, so far this morning, asking about the Botox again.
Yes. I mean, it's
do look well.
The ultimate compliment mixed with a sense of phoniness. But I've never, and I won't have Botox.
Happy Botox Day, says Anthony Thompson.
I mean, for goodness sake.
Big fan of the show and the life lessons.
Well, stick around.
The best of Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
I'm a millionaire. But I picked up a jacket this week. I hadn't worn for a while, and there was a £5 note in the top pocket.
Oh,
I tell you, the adrenaline rush. Oh. It never goes away.
That is magic.
Oh, finding a note like that in a jacket.
And that £5 feels like the currency rate has gone up. I mean, that's worth like about £100.
I'll tell you what it feels like. It feels like it was never mine, that £5.
Yeah.
I've got. I think, what should I spend this on? This is like a bit of extra. But it's part of my general money. But it feels like it's coming from the outside world.
You see, at the risk of being attacked by swathes of people on Twitter, you're gentlemen, so you don't have handbags. And I have a handbag. Now, our ladies will find the pound coin. You see, we have the pound coin in the bottom of the bag. The two ladies are nodding. There's no feeling like it, Frank.
Can I say something about the two? Sarah, who is, I think, the junior member of the team. How old are you, Sarah? 24. So I don't.
Ask me that, I'll punch you in the face.
My maths isn't good, but is that 2/5 of my age? I think it is. Come up, anyway. Trust me.
Aladdin.
Yeah, I'll just say yes.
She was reading some of the. I've had some lovely messages today from people. Thank you very much for that, and cards and stuff. And she was reading the messages and said people have gone totes a moche.
Yeah.
Which I love a bit of French.
It's I thought it was Esperanto.
No, I don't know what it is, but I like it.
It's the leanest way of capturing the way that people have gone there, totes a moche. I don't think there's a spare letter in that.
I think it's good for me to keep up with the modern world like that. I think one has to make an extra effort at 60.
Oh, yeah.
I think you'll find it's millennial that she was speaking.
Yes, but I think I'm going to try and learn millennial.
Well, you have to learn Gen Z now. It's over for the millennials.
No, but it's good to be able to speak to. I was at someone's house the other week, and they had the teenagers were there at the table on their phones during the meal, and I thought, the mum and dad was sort of saying, "Oh, sorry, this is what they're like now," and I thought to myself, once you've told them that they've got tall, and asked them how school's going, I've run out of teenage talk anyway.
Yeah.
I was glad when the phones went on.
Right. Yeah.
It's a blessed release.
Because you do feel old if you say stuff like, "What are you into? What's number one in the hit parade?" and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I really embarrass myself. I try and sort of throw in some cool songs or something.
Well, I did. I've
Did
done
you?
that. Oh man.
Weren't fans of Gilbert O'Sullivan?
No. But I did. I sort
Misfire.
of slid into the room, going. What was it? It was
feel sick.
players gonna play. Haters gonna hate. Everybody, I'm just gonna shake. Shake it off. Oh, I love songs about dandruff.
Absolute Radio.
The best of Frank Skinner. Absolute Radio.
I went to a lovely posh restaurant this week, and I suppose he was the maitre d', came up to me and said, "Oh, Mr. Skinner, great to see you again. Of course, you used to come to my other restaurant." And he then said the name of a restaurant I'd never heard of.
Oh, how
And
embarrassing.
certainly never been to. So I smiled and said, "Yes, how are you?" and all that. And then I went in, and later on someone said, could I have my photo? And I said, "Yeah, sure, fine." He said, I've been to a lot of your talks."
Talks.
Dude, what is my stand-up so
Oh dear.
so poor nowadays that it's been misinterpreted as just a talk?
Did he think he'd walked into a Microsoft convention?
Yeah, or does he think I'm Simon Sharma or
Yeah.
someone? I'm sure both cases were mistaken identity. And that's it with the
Now.
ageing face. We all start to look the same.
Who did he think you were? Because it's normally Stephen Tompkinson or Graham Norton.
Yes. I think that the Graham Norton thing, since he grew a beard, has
Away a bit.
has helped a bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Talks.
I don't know. I don't know who does talks who looks like me. Who goes to several talks by somebody?
Knowing what a comedian you are, I can only imagine the anguish that the word talks has caused you
I mean,
since he said that.
What if he'd seen some stand-up? I saw Frank's
Tom
going to do a
Gardner.
talk.
Frank. Tom Gardner has sent us a picture of a West Bromwich Albion birthday cake. I don't know if he's baked it especially for you. He says, "Happy birthday, love. P.S. Any good recommendations for a safe word starting my foray into that world very soon?"
Well, I can't tell you mine. Not if I say mine on air, there'll be men all over North London stopping still in their tracks, and they might be crossing a road. But what is? I think isn't it something like mother's maiden name? And no, that's your fault.
not.
Yeah, that's your fault.
Also, can we just please respect for foray?
Oh yeah, exactly. Now that's
Thanks, Tom
And
Gardner.
candour.
Yeah.
yeah.
Good for him.
It's nice, isn't it? It's gone well. A man, actually, I won't tell you what it was, but a man. I was on the train today. Yes, I'd used my bus pass.
Oh.
And as a man got off, he handed me a copy of the Metro, and he'd written on the top a very complimentary message about me. And what was a nice thing, underneath it, in the same pen, he had completed both the tea time and the cryptic crossword. It was like a compliment that came with references.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so a bright thing, lovely.
Hey,
Hey.
Connor.
to
Hey, guys.
your love away.
Connor has been in touch.
Oh yeah.
If your pass has an English rose in the top corner, you can use it on all buses over England and Wales.
Yeah, well, I'll have a look.
I think my mum's does.
Just talk amongst yourself. I don't think it does. No, it doesn't have an English rose in the corner. Thanks for bringing it up.
The best of Frank Skinner. Absolute Radio.
So I tell you what, I caught a little of the Grammys.
No.
Oh, well,
The Grammys.
Yeah.
One of your heroes was at the Grammys, but we'll get to that.
What, CeeLo? Oh, man.
He's not called CeeLo anymore, Frank. What's he called?
Isn't he?
What's he called, Frank?
In case you don't know, one of my slight obsessions is Gnarls Barkley, who I always thought was a band, but really it's CeeLo Green's alter ego.
Yes.
Now he hasn't exactly. He has changed, but it's a development.
I mean, it's quite dramatic.
No, but best of all,
makeover.
What I'm delighted to hear about CeeLo is he likes a pun.
Yes.
Oh.
Because he's now calling himself Gnarly Davidson.
Gnarly Davidson.
Yeah.
You could say.
He
Which is-
arrived on a Gnarly Davidson.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Is
Which is
he-
one
has
of the
he got-
greatest pictures I've ever seen.
Has he got sponsorship?
Well,
I
should
wonder
hope
if
so.
he's doing it hoping for freebies. If he calls
He wants a
himself
bike.
Gnarly Davidson, he'll get a
How much
Harley
are these
Davidson.
bikes?
Well, they're expensive, but he's not
Doing all
short.
right. Crazy, did
I was
you?
Please,
thinking about
sure.
it just the other day when I arrived at an awards do in my alter ego, Alan Brugini.
Ah, yeah. Good.
just saying if there's
Now,
any...
we should have say, I've gone a bit Italian. Joe Dolce.
This is lovely. What's the matter, you? Gotta know respect. That's what they should have said when CeeLo turned up.
Oh, why you looking so sad?
Yeah.
He had 2 outfits at the the day before the Grammys. Did you see that outfit?
Was that the gold outfit?
No,
No,
free
that was the
gold.
black one, wasn't
there was
it?
a Darth Vader outfit.
Oh, yes, I like that one.
Yeah.
Well, we
That
say
was
Darth
good.
Vader. It was essentially a black zip-up tunic, the sort of thing your mum makes
No,
for a
but
fancy
did he
dress.
have like a shiny dome thing on? Is that
Yes.
just his head?
Like a
He had a-
strange sort of pate and helmet
A
thing
pewter
going on.
head.
It
Yeah.
looked great.
But he's got LED lights in his head now. I mean, is that
Yeah.
a permanent thing?
I love it. CeeLo is such an eccentric.
You think?
I think he is. I like that. But the gold suit,
Well, I mean, don't get me started on the gold. There's so much to discuss.
he looked like, you know when people talk about the love child of something because it's a cross of two things?
Yes.
He looked like the love child of Gru from Despicable Me and the World Cup. If they'd got together and practiced something illegitimate, that is what would have come out. Do you know much about CeeLo the man?
Do any of us know much about
Is he
CeeLo?
called
He's an enigma,
CeeLo?
isn't he?
Is it like J-Lo? Is his name? Is he called
Christopher Lowe or something.
Yeah,
Like,
Cecil London. I'd be very delighted to find you was called Cecil
I mean,
London.
he is a man of many a nom de plume, isn't he? We've got CeeLo Green,
And there's the
Gnarls
Green.
Barkley, Gnarly
Yeah.
Do you think he's signing on? That's what I'm wondering.
Maybe he's known locally for having a very low ceiling. And that's how he got it.
That's how it started.
That's why he has to wear that dome. He's banging his head on the light
He made
fittings.
He made a statement. Did you read his statement?
Should hope he did.
He said, look at me, you did this to me, CeeLo Green, you, category C swear word, idiot. But I like it, I'm actually better than you, than everyone. A kamikaze upon you, vengeance is mine, saith Gnarly Davidson. P.S. Technology-Jesus saves.
Jesus saves. Like
Yeah.
technology.
Technology-Jesus saves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you follow the Nazarene, you're like that.
Follow the Nazarene. I'm not following CeeLo Green. The man's talking gibberish. What's wrong with him? He is. I think he's like Shirley Eaton in Goldfinger. He hasn't left a space for his skin to breathe.
I was worried about
Painted
that.
himself gold, and now he's gone to his brain.
Oh, dear.
Do you know what I thought let him down?
What?
With the gloves. They were very joke shop quality.
Oh, really?
You know when you get it in the packet and it's designed for one wear only? I didn't like the gloves.
No,
They're very threadbare.
but I did like the pun. Gnarly Davidson.
Yeah, that is good.
What he should have done, he should have worn a false belly and called himself Beyonce Knowles.
Not sure he would
'Cause she's
need
got
to wear
between
the
them.
I was
false
just
belly.
thinking he doesn't
Frank.
need the false belly.
I think he's doing fine.
In fact, I think he might be doing quite a good job of making the best of what he's got, as it were. Like if you're CeeLo Green,
Really?
if you're CeeLo Green and you have to go somewhere as fancy dress,
You
like,
call him Silly. I call him Sir Walter Gnarly. Gnarl
he's-
Edmonds, I call him.
when he's going fancy dress, he sort of has to go, you know, weird creature from Star Wars bar kind of thing, because you know, handsome leading man is
Yeah.
a bit too much of a jump if you get.
So you're saying his fear of getting into the traditional tux
I wonder.
made him put on some outfit that looks like Mother of the Bride at Dictator's wedding.
Makes him look like a sort of a pepper pot
Frankly.
in some way. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's no bad thing.
But
My fashion book.
he's still done the classic celebrity thing, I hear, of writing a children's book.
He
Even
has.
he.
Here we go.
He's calling himself Roald Dahl.
This is the best of Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
I had a bit of a night on the town.
You've had a bit of a big night out, Frank, haven't you?
I went to the Brit Awards.
Yeah.
Oh, you've been what my mum calls gallivanting.
I have been gallivanting.
And so did Sarah on the show. So it was just Al and I and producer Charlie. We didn't get tickets.
That's still 3-2 to the people who didn't go.
True.
Oh, come on, though.
Well, I went there, and you're supposed to go and do the red carpet and all that, but I was in a stationary car. You know, when you're in heavy traffic, but you're moving just a little bit, it just gives you that little bit of incentive.
Yeah.
When it's literally stationary, when people start getting out of their cars and walking about.
Like La La Land.
Yeah, and people were taking photos of the traffic jam. It's never good. We were like 100 yards from the Blackwall Tunnel. It was so near yet so far.
Oh, dear.
And I was there for an hour and 10 minutes.
In the car?
In a stationary car. No, I mean, it was a lot longer the whole journey, but that
Were
just
you on your own?
still. I was with my personal assistant.
Oh, well, you could pass the time.
Well, exactly. We did a bit of
Spy.
work.
Give us some admin.
Went through some letters. Yeah, exactly, and a quiz.
Take
Obviously.
some notes. I know you've got a ball gown on, but, you know,
Yeah,
it's must.
exactly. No, it was. I think you have to relax into a traffic jam. I've always felt.
Yeah.
I remember listening to the whole of Trans Europe Express once in the Kraftwerk album in a traffic jam, and having a lovely time. But if you want a great night out, I would advise being stuck in a stationary car for an hour and 10 minutes, because just the getting there
Yeah.
is so. Just the fact that you've made it.
Yeah.
Everything else. We got the tube in the end.
What, you got out of the car and got the
We
tube?
had to get out of the car and we got on the tube to the thing. I wonder if I'm the only person who got to the Brits with my over 60s bus pass.
Well, Bastille got the tube in.
They did. I saw
believe.
that. Yeah. Saw pictures.
They stormed it.
Did they?
Yeah.
Fine work.
Yeah, they. So it does really set you up for the evening, though, when I arrived. And also, when I arrived, the desserts were being served.
Oh, what, did you miss the dinner?
No, well, I took the elbow of a pretty waitress, which I haven't done for a long time.
No.
I settle for the elbow nowadays. And I said...
Guy Garvey.
You couldn't find me a couple of main courses, could you? She said, I'll have a look in the kitchen, and out they came.
Brilliant.
I love eating meat when everyone else is eating a...
Sugar.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
good.
is the dinner before the actual award
Oh,
ceremony
yes.
starts?
Otherwise, people would be throwing parsnips and stuff at the axe.
And who were you seated with, may I ask?
Well, it was basically the great and good of Bauer. Bauer own Absolute Radio and Planet Rock and Magic and Kiss and stuff. So it was a
Bit of a works outing.
It was the greatest hits of that. It was lovely, actually, lovely company, I must say. I think the overall feeling about it, I think it's about time that we, the living, stood up for ourselves at ceremonies, because I think it was absolutely. I'm sick of them being dominated by dead people.
There was a lot of
And
dead winners,
I
wasn't
mean,
there?
there was Bowie, George Michael, Leonard Cohen. I mean, there were skeletons on stage. I just think, I think people of life, we need to unite. We need to boycott these ceremonies if they're not going to recognise our contribution. But it was, I'll tell you something which will surprise you. It was an absolutely brilliant show, which I loved.
Okay, so I'm interested. Can we go through some of these acts? So it kicked off with Little Mix.
Hold on a minute. No, hold on a minute. Little Mix. Who knew?
Who knew what?
They rocked the place.
Oh,
They're great.
Frank!
They were Little Mix.
Now,
Like complete.
I love Little Mix.
Can
I just say?
I was expecting leprechauns when they were introduced. Little
you like them?
Mix, they were brilliant.
I love them, Frank.
I couldn't believe it. They can all sing. The actual show, the stage, the lighting.
What about Perry? And, I mean, I love them all. I'm a Jessie fan, personally.
I don't know their individual names. I've got to be straight with you. Yeah,
I'm getting a bit hardcore for you now.
I don't even really feel like I know them as a collective. I mean, we've mentioned them, but I don't know. I
felt the same. I dismissed them as silly reality people. They came on and absolutely ripped the place apart.
Great little dancers, good voices.
Honestly, great song.
Silver swimming costumes.
Are they little? Are they small?
They're dressed from the future.
Don't start that, for goodness sake.
Frank, they dressed from the future, which I know you always like.
Yes, there was a lot of silver people on stage, which I did enjoy.
Yeah.
But little mix.
They'd probably gone there on their bus.
No! I couldn't believe it.
The best of Frank Skinner.
Absolute Radio.
Frank, what do you think? So Bradley Walsh was the best-selling debut album of last year.
Yeah. Could have been worse. It could have been Alexander Armstrong. Walking through a cornfield in an overcoat looking sombre. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Not now. Not if you're going. Anyway, we'll just probably cut that there.
It's live, Frank.
Thank God. Is it live? Oh, God. What about Simon? Did you see Simon Cowell?
Simone Cowell.
Get plunged into darkness.
Okay, can we have 5 minutes on Simone? Firstly, the glasses. He's taken to wearing those Mrs. Tiggy Winkle little specs now.
Yes.
It's a whole new rebrand for him, Frank.
But
Is
he's
it saying I'm clever?
Yes.
Is it? Excellent.
But he's stuck with the hair. Through everything, he's stuck through. And it seems to be like it's getting smaller, the hair. It's like the top of his head. The hair, it's narrowing as it goes up his
There's
head.
some people that just pick a hairstyle and go, I'm done.
I know, but with the
Stephen Gerrard, Simon Cowell.
I'm
That's
done.
it. I'm done.
I'm made up and I'm done.
Willie Thorne.
Pick it at 20. Done.
I'll tell you what he looked like. With the spray tan and the tightly clutched, he looked like a bag of gold. tied at the top. It was really bizarre. And guess what? He had a white shirt on with about 3 or 4 buttons.
No way.
Yeah, that.
Wow.
Does he in the mirror going, what shall I wear tonight?
He's probably thinking, I started doing the glasses. I'm not changing everything all at
No,
once.
exactly.
Like a rebrand.
Yeah, exactly. I'll get me elevator shoes on, me boot cuts.
He had a little meltdown when he was presenting, though. He got all Confucius because suddenly the lights went out and he said, I don't know what's happening.
Yes.
He was a bit cross. It was a bit Russell Grant with the stage manager. Leave that. He said, I don't know what's happening.
You're right. Sorry, Ken. That's what he should have done.
Absolute Radio.
The best of Frank Skinner. Absolute Radio.
I did a very nostalgic thing this week I'd like to share with you.
Oh, okay.
Because, as my son often says to me, sharing is caring.
Does he? That's nice.
And this is, yes, I wish I'd told that barmaid that in Wigan. I had 6 weeks on antibiotics.
Oh.
Anyway, I went. I tell you what I did. What about this for a walk down memory lane? I cashed some traveller's cheque.
You didn't. You didn't.
Who knew?
That is
Who
brilliant.
knew they still existed?
Where do you cash the things?
Where do you find them?
Do you go to a
Brilliant.
bureau de change?
I didn't go to a bureau
Post
de
office?
change.
Why? Can I ask a question about bureau de change?
Yes.
I mean, why do you not care about the business enough to invest in a proper office space? Why is it always a glass cubicle on the wrong end, frankly, of a main thoroughfare?
I always think
Why
that
cubicle? Why not office?
they sort of pioneered the open plan thing, which is very popular in modern offices.
They fear a door, the bureau de change.
Yeah, they don't like the sense of a door. I
No.
think.
No.
Because they're all about breaking boundaries down.
Is it not a security issue? Do they fear doors because back in the day that was a shop that had a lot of cash knocking around?
Oh, I see.
Isn't that a good reason to be extremely pro
I think they'd
doors?
be pro door. Pro
Yeah.
I mean, why would you want to display it all?
Maybe.
In the bureau de change, I always remember the ladies wearing a pussy bow blouse.
Oh,
Tie at the neck.
nice.
See, I think maybe it's, the theory that if one of the great anti-burglary things is not locking your house up, but just keeping your house very exposed so that burglars will be seen getting in.
All right.
So maybe the Bureau de Change have taken the same the thing. It's just leave. So the money
Highly
you can
visible.
actually. It's like Dragon's Den. They just got the money piled up in there on the desk, and that makes it less likely. I don't know.
So-
Does anyone here who works in a B2C? That's what.
B2C, which has never been called.
That's what they've written on the desk here. I need a B2C. Let us know what the theory is between the open plan aura.
So you didn't go to a B2C.
I didn't.
You went to a...
Well, first of all, I went to America with
Well, that was a
them.
long way to go.
Yes, and I thought I'll be able to cash them at one of the nice
Hang on,
hotels.
you took travellers' checks to America.
Why did you take
when you
traveller's
went?
check?
That's what you're supposed to do with travellers' checks.
1973.
Yeah, but why else would you don't have to buy travellers' checks and then use them in your own country?
Don't
the
buy
clue is
travellers'
in
checks.
the title.
Yeah, that. I think Emily's onto something here. You specifically went and got travellers'
No.
checks for your
Okay.
recent
Now,
trip to
here's
America.
what happened.
Okay.
I
We
found
need
the
to get
small.
forensic.
I found the small envelope in one of my drawers,
He hates waste.
which contained $220 worth of travellers' checks, and I thought
Ka-ching.
I'm off to America soon.
You can get a
The
bottle
time-
of water at that.
The
on
timing could
EasyJet.
not have been better.
Perfect.
So I asked at the Econo Lodge,
I love that you stayed there.
and the man said, I can't do the accent because he was actually an Indian man.
All right.
Okay. So you took the
So he
traveller's
wouldn't,
checks.
he wouldn't. Peter Patel, his name was. So he
Okay.
actually wasn't. He's probably Pakistani. Come to
Yeah.
think of it. But anyway, let's not get into minutiae.
Okay.
So he wouldn't. He said we don't change them.
Right.
And so then I went to a much nicer hotel.
It's almost like it was dawning on you that they were quite an outmoded form of
Well,
currency exchange.
exactly. I did and then I went to the Paramount Hotel in New York, which at least used to be a nicer hotel.
Oh,
It's-
lovely.
I'll
Small
be hon-
bedrooms, though, Frank?
I'll be honest with you, it's gone off terribly.
And the rooms are so small.
But anyway, so I thought there was a concierge. So I thought, well, I'm not going to a bureau de change, but I'll certainly go to a concierge. I nearly wore a negligee, but I decided a guinea. So I went up and I said, I've got some travellers' checks. And the guy went, hey, Sue, come here. And he called her over to have a look at my travellers' checks. And she went,
I've heard some euphemisms.
travellers' checks? They were like... And then another member of staff came over and laughed out loud. And after all this, they said, no, we don't do them. So I basically took them to America for a little holiday. I never used any of them. I just carried them around and then brought them back. Which, I mean, I know it's travel, but it's not what they were meant for.
This is the best of Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
To be honest with you, on the nostalgia travellers' checks, it's
Yes.
the first time I've been in a post office for ages, and that really took me back.
Yeah, they've
Did you
mainly
have
gone
the
online,
cashier
haven't
number
they?
4, please?
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
Well,
And you know, my mother, who was an actress, always used to say, when they'd say cashier number 4, please, she went, sorry, darling, I'm on.
Brilliant. Did she get a 2-minute call?
Yeah, and an encore.
No, well, I was I queued at the. It's called holiday section or something like that in the post office.
Oh.
for
I
people
don't
who go
know
away.
that.
Yeah. And there was a woman there, and so I looked at the number on the screen. It said 77. I thought, okay. So I took my ticket out of the machine. It said 209. I thought,
dear.
hold on a minute. what do people they get it? And then they say, I'm just going to go for a swim. I'll come back with my numbers.
Yeah.
So it turns out there's a separate number system on the
holiday.
travel section
Oh,
It doesn't surprise me that the travellers' checks were accepted over there, though.
at the post office. Well, because
in
the post
Vegas.
office is based in the 1970s. That's why it was all right to go in there.
I meant in Vegas, but I also agree that the post office, that doesn't surprise me.
No, it was. Well, it did surprise me. I'd almost given up that I'd ever be able to get them cashed. It was either if they hadn't accepted them, I'd have gone straight to the framing shop.
How did the encounter go then? Did you
The
just
encounter
say
at the counter.
yes in the woman in the deck chair?
It was actually. I thought the way to play it is to pretend it's not a problem.
yeah.
To pretend that I'm cashing travellers' checks maybe 2-3 times a week. So I went in. I said, "I got a few travellers. What have you got balloons up?" I said. So I thought, that thing
Well,
sort of
distract them with-
misdirection
Yes.
like a
Yeah.
magician. What you got balloons up for? She said, "Oh, we're advertising a new thing for for travel. It's a new card where you.
I thought she was going to say it's a new form of cheque.
No. She said it's a new credit card that you can use abroad, as you can use it in 7 different countries.
You could have done with that.
And
Well,
I thought,
isn't that a credit card?
I thought this. Except that you allot travel money to it. So if it's stolen, they can't take anything from it.
Good idea.
Yeah. Well, I thought that. I thought this is just the sort of idea that might have superseded the traveller's check. So I said, yeah, well, never mind about that. I've got a few. Oh, it's nice, isn't it, today? Sunny. It's some traveller's checks. Sunny, isn't it? Really sunny. Anyway, I thought just make it like it's normal.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Just act normal.
I know,
Weirdly,
but
that's the least
bear in
normal
mind-
you've ever acted.
Weirdest you've ever been.
Bear in mind, I got more laughs with traveller's checks in New York than I got at a whole night at the Brits. So I was expecting the worst. Anyway, she just said, "Oh yeah, okay." But
Did she say, "Oh yeah, I'll do that"? Hang on a minute. What's that?
Yeah. She suddenly played the tune from Last of the Summer Wine and said, "Are we back in the?" No, she didn't. I think I made. You know what? I made it normal. And
No, it sounds like you made it extremely weird.
No, I made it normal. Making it normal, it stood me in good stead over the years in hotel rooms all over Britain. Just make it normal. Anyway, so she gave me my money. It's like £147 and some change. I left there feeling like the man who broke the bank in Monte Carlo. Honestly,
Fantastic.
I had a real spring in my step.
Yeah, that was just in a drawer. That's like free money to you.
Oh, I mean, I was absolutely thrilled. And I did, I must admit, I probably walked a little bit faster than I normally walk. So I went, excuse me. And then a woman saying, I nearly fell for that. Give me that money back. But no, it's okay. They still exist. If you got any traveller's checks at home, you can have a look during this.
The best of Frank Skinner. Absolute Radio.
Anything from the outside world?
Well, we will. We'll get onto that in a minute, but I've got something I'd like to ask you.
Okay.
Because I saw you on the
Hold
night.
it. Ask away.
Ask Away with Frank Skinner, brand new series.
That could be all right, couldn't it? Be like there, people. Well, basically, people asking me stuff. I'm guessing.
Ask Away.
That's the format. That's just
Bit of a football nod as well, because Frank loves his football. He loves his soccer.
Unless it's me rejecting pizza. Anyway.
Yes, I saw you on the Nightly Show this week.
Yes.
I was very excited, Frank.
I was
So
gutted.
did I, actually.
Did you?
Gutted.
Alan saw a telly programme.
I was gutted. See, I arrived fully expecting it to be hosted by Keira Knightley. I thought that's what it was all about.
That would have been great. That would have
Twice
been a great
nightly.
booking.
Turned out it was Ramsey.
Yeah, Alf Ramsey.
Now, the Nightly Show is something that I've missed out on because I was away toting my traveller's checks around North America.
Oh, yeah, you were busy.
So I missed the first 2 weeks of it.
There was Davina, David Williams, and
John Bishop, I
Yes,
think.
John Bishop.
Yeah, so people were talking to me about it. They weren't always praising, I'll be honest with you.
I think it was the butt of some jokes on Comic Relief as well.
It's difficult starting these things off,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Anyway, so the first time I saw it, I was in it.
Yeah.
That was my... So it's too late then to think, you know what, it's not... No, but I had a lovely time on it. But on the way, can you believe this? Now, when you do a TV show, as you'll both know... They send you a car to pick you up and take you to the studio, which is fair enough, paid for by the TV production.
I'm not saying it's the only reason, but it's a hugely motivating factor.
It's lovely. So I got in the car, and it's filmed at a theatre in called the Cochrane, funnily enough.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So I was chatting to the driver generally about life. And he said, you know, we're going to the Cochrane Theatre. And then when he got there, he saw the big sign outside. He said, you doing the Nightly Show? I said, yeah. He said, oh, do you? I said, he said, have you seen the reviews? I said, mate, did you not hear it? I'm going to do it now. He said, yeah. He said, often he says, oh, no. He said, I don't like it. I said, mate, let me say that again. I'm just about to do it. I said, giving me a lot of negative vibes. That's true.
Honestly, of all the people that I expected to ever use the phrase negative vibes, you would have been lowest as
well.
What would your father say?
I'm happy with... I've been using...
Did you put your hand in your pocket, grab some salt and throw it in his face?
I think I've been using the phrase negative vibes for 40 years.
Have you?
I think it's in Kelly's Heroes, the Clint Eastwood film.
Well, I use the phrase, which is slightly more, scented candles. I use the phrase negative energy.
Oh, okay.
I said to someone only this week, I'm getting a lot of negative energy from you.
Oh.
Also, I don't like the idea that a driver is making a qualitative judgment on the programmes that he's delivering people to.
And who's he being paid by?
Yeah.
The programme.
If you only drop people off to TV shows that you like, you'll probably do about 3 journeys a year, wouldn't you?
Well, with this driver, I don't want to be doing Babe Watch every week.
The best of Frank Skinner.
Absolute Radio.
I was staying at a hotel this week, and I arrived, and there were some other people I was working with who were also there in the foyer. Mm-hmm. Is it the foyer?
Yeah.
Of a hotel? Mm. And I said something which I think might be the most middle-class thing I've ever said.
Excellent.
Oh, what did you say?
And I said it, and it sort of hung in the air. And I shocked myself. I actually said, and this is completely unironically, I meant it in some strange way. I actually said, I'm just going to go upstairs to freshen up. Now, there are 3 things about this. First of all, I
like that there are 3 things about this.
No one thought it strange. That was the first thing that really threw me. Also, I had no idea how one freshens up. And the third thing is that it's a cliche. I think you'd agree. It's a cliche, and I'll go out of my way to avoid a cliche.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'd absolutely dived in at the deep end.
Yeah.
Would you ever say I'm going to freshen up, Em? I'll start with you.
Well, I know what you mean by freshen up.
But
FYI.
I don't. What would you... When I said I'm going to freshen up, what would you expect me to do when I get up there?
I don't really want to go into it in your case. But I imagine you'd had a long car journey. Am I right? You just arrived at the hotel?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So
it would involve...
There's things that need to be done.
Some sort of discharge.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I would do, absolutely disgusting. I would go into the hotel. I can't get over it. I would go into the hotel room. I would freshen up quickly. I'd probably change my top.
But when I think freshen up,
wash my hands, get some baby wipes out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, lovely. Freshen up. Freshen up with my baby wipes.
See, for some reason,
spray my hair.
If I was going to freshen up, I'd feel I need rose water.
Really?
Something about rose water that to me, is at the very heart of freshening up. And I don't really know what rose water is. Is it water that's had roses left in it?
It's a nice scented water, Frank. Would you go for a squirt of the Dove deodorant? Bit of Lynx, maybe?
Bit of Lynx, he's 15.
Midday?
Would you not do that as part of the freshening up?
I do that in the morning. It says 24 hours on the bottle.
Oh, yeah, you can use it all at once.
I think it's a guesstimate.
But then I'm going to be unsure about what the time lapse thing is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want a 24-hour one and then 12 hours into that another 24-hour one.
Yeah.
Soon I'm going to... I'd have to get a chart. Do I want an armpit chart? Is that what I want in my life?
Absolute Radio.
The best of Frank Skinner. Absolute Radio.
I want to talk about Cher this morning.
Cher?
She's 71. Do you say Cher?
I say Cher.
Say Cher, yeah.
I like you say Cher.
Say Cher.
You've got to be Cilla Black. Oh, fancy you saying Cher.
I say Cher.
Okay.
Okay. Let's call the whole thing 71.
Yeah.
Because she's my age inspiration.
Is she 71, Cher?
Amazing looking
good on it.
character.
Yeah.
She is an extraordinary character, Cher.
Yeah.
She is.
And she announced recently there's going to be a musical of her life. So this is next year. It's going to be divided into 3 sections called Babe, lady and star, representing the three sections of her life. So, which I think sounds great, even though they do all sound a bit like horses, those names.
Yeah, and also star. I don't know if I'd want to call a section of my musical that. It doesn't refer to a song called Star or anything.
No, because Babe is obviously I Got You, Babe.
I Got You, Babe, yeah.
Right.
What would worry me...
Unless she looked like a pig when she was younger.
Maybe, yeah.
What would worry me is if an actress of a certain age was auditioning for Lady and then got the call saying, actually, we'd consider you for Star. That would hurt, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
That's bad.
You wouldn't want that.
Although there is an opportunity on behalf of the production. I don't know if the people that are going to make this musical are listening, but if you've got 3 different Chers at different times of her life, you could call it musical Chers.
Oh,
you know, 'cause it's a musical about
Chers.
musical Chers.
Yeah, brilliant.
All planned out. I bet the producers aren't even listening.
I've heard that Russell Brand is going to play Cher. All he needs is a backcomb. I mean,
He doesn't even really need that.
No, he just walks straight on. That's the older Cher right
Good
there.
to go.
Perfect.
I liked her statement announcing it. She said, there will be a performance in a theatre with actors, dancers and singers.
Yeah, I know what a musical is.
No, but it was like she was playing Articulate and someone had asked her to describe a musical.
That's like it's like when I saw a handwritten sign on a ice cream van that said ice cream cones with chocolate flakes 99p, something like that. And I thought, don't give away all the ingredients.
Yeah.
Apparently Freud will also make an appearance in the show.
Yeah.
Which one?
Sigmund.
Sigmund's in it.
I mean, I don't know what he's going to be singing.
I wonder where he fits in.
I don't know either.
No,
I can't
maybe.
imagine there's been a crossover in their lives.
She had a lot of therapy, Cher.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, yeah, there might be like a psychoanalysis number, the big showstopper.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be.
Yeah, I liked her tweet about the announcement when she was saying what a musical consisted of. I also noticed that she replaced the word bee with a bee emoji.
Yeah, she loves an
like
emoji.
A picture of a bee.
Okay.
So rather than saying there will be a theatre show, it was there will in words and then a bee.
Oh, really?
And then a theatre show. She didn't do a picture of a theatre show.
Say to that extra character.
She just puts a
Oh, did
bee
it?
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, did it really?
Well, the time it takes to press the thing and find the emoji, because if it's not in your frequently used emojis, it can be a bit of a...
Yeah.
So if I looked up the lyrics of
Nigel
Farage, it'll be believe will be written with a B and then maybe even a leaf.
Oh, Frank.
If she did that.
Frank, she needs you on board. You're the
Yeah.
Punmeister.
I think the press release for this show might end up being like one of those Saturday magazine puzzles that you see.
Yeah.
It just takes about 15 minutes.
If I could turn back clock emoji,
Picture of a back.
If I could turn back.
picture of a back, I don't like the sound
That's
of.
going to be
Yeah.
hard. Well, there's the picture of...
Bark, Johann Sebastian Bach emojis. So what are
Yeah.
those?
What are we going to do for turn?
Do they have a Baroque emojis section?
For
Barocca.
turn, we'll have to do a picture of Turner with the ER crossed out, I'm afraid, like one of those
Oh,
old-fashioned
no.
ones. It's all getting complicated.
It is. It's getting picture of a swivel chair.
The best of Frank Skinner. Absolute Radio.
I want to ask you a question about Cher, and I don't mean to be unkind about her, but
Not about chairs.
she strikes me as... I mean, how many hits has she had?
Oh,
I
she's had a
suggest-
lot, Frank.
Has she?
Well, she strays into this Mariah Carey territory in some ways. Do you know what I mean?
You
Where,
think?
Well, I think some of the hits were possibly in earlier decades.
Well, I remember a couple of the 60s. I Got
Yeah.
You, Babe. Bang, Bang, I remember.
Believe was big, though. Come on.
Yeah, but we're still...
Which
I
one's
tell you what,
Believe?
there are certain stars...
Believe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What about It's in His Kiss? That one, is that? Well,
Well, that's
her,
a
isn't
cop.
it?
Well, yeah, I'll give you that.
So
What I'm suggesting...
I do a good
Good
show.
cover.
There are
isn't it?
some
Good.
stars who are quite big stars who I think of as the 9 items or less stars who haven't really had long.
Yeah.
They've had. There's a few years when they're big, and then the stardom never really fades. Yeah, but
That
we're
was a
not
big
over 9 yet.
Biggie.
She can still use the basket.
Yeah.
She's still getting that cue.
And even
Yeah.
in that, we've got a couple of covers, haven't we? There's,
A couple of covers when she's
So
pushing it a bit.
In the
Yeah.
musical, we're going to have people pretending to be Cher singing covers that she sang. It's
Exactly.
It's already a
Well,
bit
she must have
diluted.
had
Is
some
that your
fillers.
argument?
Well, there'll be,
On the
there'll be a
album.
new,
Definitely
there'll be a new song. Nothing
Looking
really.
at these photos.
I suppose Bang Bang might fit with the death of Cromwell. I don't think he was shot, was he?
I mean, what you're saying is you're more excited about the Babe
No, what I'm
section
saying is,
than the
has she got enough stuff to sustain a musical of just around? Will there be songs where we're going? Oh, I don't know this one.
Right.
No, I wouldn't know them all.
Yeah, but I tell you, I'm not. It's great to have had any things, but there are the 9 items or less. You get film stars as well, 9 items or less. You think big star. Name the films.
Well, we did do a text in. What good films has Johnny Depp been in?
The answer was none.
I wouldn't say he
I
was.
believe.
I'd say he'd done more than.
Oh no, he's
9
prolific,
big
but they're not
films.
very good.
Yeah, there's
this is
not
what we
many good ones.
established.
Oh,
Oh,
look,
don't hate, no haters.
I'm not here to judge these people. I'm saying there was a great.
totally
What the
are.
hell are you doing here
Oh
then?
yes, I am.
Absolutely
Sorry,
what
I
we're
forgot.
doing.
I think there was a great explosion of music and films from Cher, and then there was like a vapour trail of chiffon. That's my summary.
Absolute Radio.
The best of Frank Skinner. Absolute Radio.
I'll tell you what I did. This is another football. We don't talk about football much on the show, so I'm enjoying this bit.
Well, I like that we talk about it in a Neville Southall I Love My Wife T-shirt way on the show.
Well, this is a sort of a... because it's something I did. I had... this is a while back now, but this has reminded me of it for some... I had need of a funnel.
Oh.
Now, I don't know about you. I'll tell you what, I was putting a cup of tea into a plastic drink bottle.
Were you?
The car had come, I'd just poured a cup of tea and I really fancied it, so I put it into a plastic drink bottle.
Tory
so I could-
MP with an excuse.
Yeah.
Paper cups
I
around
was
her.
putting
Well, I
a
don't
cup
really
of
need an
tea,
excuse.
officer.
It's not that big a scandal. Frank
It
Skinner
depends
seen
where it
with
was, the funnel.
bottle of tea. And I don't know about you, but I don't keep a funnel.
No.
There's one under the sink, but it's not. You wouldn't want to put tea. It's been used for
I've got a travel funnel, but I always forget to take it. with
Travel
me
funnel?
places. Yeah.
Does that fold out into a
It's
funnel?
really flat pack. It's really good, but I never remember it.
So I used a vuvuzela.
Did you?
Yeah. Which I'd bought and brought back from the World Cup in South Africa. And
They were so mocked at the time, but now...
The heat.
I don't know if you remember,
Very
but,
useful.
The noise. Oh, the
but
noise.
FIFA banned them almost, well, certainly the Premier League and that banned them almost immediately after
Yeah.
the World Cup. So I was left, with one on my hands.
Yeah.
So it was just standing on a shelf on its broad end, and
He finds a use for everything.
yeah.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. That's what he's all
It's his
about.
approach to everything.
Yeah.
And I have respect for it.
And then I went to a fancy dress party as a unicorn.
Perfect.
No, I didn't. I made that up. Yeah, I went as Jean-Paul Gaultier, Madonna. Yeah, so what did you do with your vuvuzelas? I've got a little tub of taramasalata. Which I'm not going to have till the end of the show, but my mouth is physically watering as we're discussing.
Oh, mine gets like that if I say the words lime pickle.
Oh.
That just happened to me when you said that.
Great, isn't it?
I love that, Al.
Gift that keeps on giving. Lime
But
pickle.
taramasalata, what a wonderful phrase. Taramasalata. It means no worries for the rest of your days. That's how they should advertise it.
Taramasalata.
Yeah. It's a problem-free I can't think of a word
It's
for
not. It's
dip.
hardly a philosophy.
Is there a word for dip that
You
sounds
really
a bit like
need a
I
philosophy?
wouldn't describe
You
it as
really
entirely
need a long-
problem-free. It stains. It can be a bit smelly.
It's a problem-free...
It's hard to spell.
What about a problem-free accompaniment for a crudity?
Oh, nice.
Tara Masalata.
Strong word.
I know it should be crudité, but I find, for me, it's often accompanies a crudité.
Yeah.
Or two. If I'm eating
I mean,
it at
with
home,
that kind of work
relaxing.
Little
and
snapshot
Brexit,
into your life
the
there.
bar is well high today.
Oh, man. Well, here's the debate here. I got a lot of leaves left over in the garden, right? So I bought... I said, I need a leaf sucker.
Yeah.
And my personal assistant said, it's a blower, isn't it?
I
said,
thought you were
"No,
going to say she refused to do it.
I said, I don't want to blow them. I want to sock them. I want to sock them into a thing and then
Yes,
throw them away.
a vacuum.
She said, I've looked it up. It's the same thing.
Is it?
You just not socking and blowing generally, but you can.
No.
There's a switch on it. You never hear about leaf socking, do you?
Hang on, why don't they do that? It's much better than blowing.
But people always talk about leaf blowing this, leaf blowing. So anyway, I
they?
got. Don't they? I saw there's a leaf blower.
Do they?
Well,
Yeah.
more often they talk about leaf socking. I saw one of them leaf sockers down our road. You
You're
think
right.
that was an insect.
You're right.
Anyway, I got it, and
Did you buy it or rent it?
I got it. I bought it.
Just threw money at the problem. He works
did.
hard if he wants to
I
get
did.
himself a
leaf
leaf
blowers, are they?
sucker /
You don't
blower.
have to say, but are they expensive?
They're not. I think it was like.
Oh, don't be vulgar.
No, I'm not asking you to name the
Don't tell
price,
us.
Alan.
Okay.
No, do. Go on. 3 figures.
No, it wasn't that much.
Well,
No,
it's
it
all
was
right.
sob 3 figures, but
Fine then, isn't it?
so it's.
Okay, why
I
you
don't. I
bothered?
don't have that many leaf-based tools. I've got a rake.
Oh.
I reckon you've got the lot now. You've got your rake.
Yeah.
You've got the
You
sucker
got your-
/ blower.
Yeah, but
Well, that is technically a leaf. So,
What
here's-
else is there? A
Did you
spear?
use it? Did
Well,
the sucker or the blow motion go off first?
No, I switched it on to sock. It's quite clear. Okay. And I socked the leaves, and one big leaf went in, and that was it. No, then it stuck. To switch it off, get that out.
Well, no wonder they don't use that sucking function.
I mean, what I needed was a list of tree leaves that were used, some of the smaller tree leaves. I mean, we've got lots of trees around our garden. They're the traditional wooden ones.
Yeah.
The leaves.
And the leaves, when the leaves come down, one big leaf, it gives up the leaf socket. I mean, it was
What have you got,
such
palms?
a disappointment. That's gone into the shed. I would be surprised if I ever pick it up again.
Can I ask you a question, Frank?
I
Where
went
does
in
the
there an
sorry.
hour later to spit on it.
The best of Frank Skinner.
Absolute Radio.
I went to the cinema this
did
week.
you?
Lovely.
I haven't been for a while, I'll be honest with you.
Oh, I've not been for ages.
No. But I was
What did you go and see?
I was desperate to see Wonder Woman before it disappeared. So I got to the cinema and I was going with my sister-in-law. So I arrived before her and I thought I'll get the tickets.
Yeah.
So I went up and went into the cinema and couldn't see anywhere to get the tickets from at all. There was, hot dogs, popcorn,
Yeah.
soft drinks. Why are they called that? What, as opposed to drinks that are really sort of hard?
A hard liquor.
Yeah, hard
That's
liquor.
fair.
I think that's
I
the
see.
comparison.
Anyway, so I ended up, there was a young chap who was, he was working there. He
Right.
looked, he was young. And but he had a laminate. I went over and I said, where's your... I said,
Laminate.
I said, excuse me, where's the box office? He looked at me and he said, we don't have no box office.
He didn't say we don't have no.
He did. He said, we don't have no box office. And I
We don't need no education.
I said, what do you mean? He said, we don't have no box office. I said, well, how do I get a ticket for the film? He said, anybody will sell you a ticket. I said, what do you mean? He said, all these people on the counter, they'll all sell you. I said, well, I can get one from that woman there. And he said, yeah. And it's the way he was with me. This is how it was. This is what he heard. Right. I'm going to take. I want to go into this young man's head now. He's quite cool-looking guy.
Okay.
This is what he heard. A man. I walked up to him and said, "Excuse me, I'm the oldest man in the world." That was what he heard. So when did that happen? So I went up to the woman standing next to like the big cups of things.
And where was she working? Was she on the cups?
I was low. I was, when you're braced for a practical joke and you don't quite. And I said, can I get a cinema ticket from you?
Cinema ticket.
She said, yeah. What do you want? Yeah. And then she said, do you want an ordinary or VIP? I thought, what? How long have I been away from the cinema? So is this normal now? There's no box office at the cinema?
Oh, we don't have no box office.
Pretty normal. We've no box office.
When did the box office disappear?
Well, last time I went, not only did they have no box office, I got it from the popcorn man, and who then turned into the man who tore up your tickets 2 minutes later. He was running around like that man in Carry On Abroad.
Yeah,
he does all many jobs.
It's like Cinema Paradiso.
Yeah, it's like Alec Guinness has taken over. He's played every role.
This was a View cinema. They're a big company.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, man.
I've got some other bad news for you. The VIP thing, that wasn't just for you. They let normal people have VIP tickets.
Well, I went.
Too.
Of course, I bought VIP. I thought, I'll go for it. Got enough 4 people in there.
Yeah.
Who knew?
The best of Frank Skinner. Absolute Radio.
What else happened
that wasn't the only thing at Wimbledon.
SW19.
Yeah.
Did you
Sarah's
see?
our tennis correspondent. I looked to her even for postcode.
Postcode correspondent.
Did you see the towel thief?
Oh, Towelgate.
Well, Towelgate.
New
Yeah.
law.
Yeah.
Towel thief, I think, is leading the witness.
Okay. Well, let's explain what happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this Jack Sock.
Yes.
Who I must say I'd never heard of. Is he a well-known tennis player?
He is, but he's been lost for ages. He's
That's how well.
Oh,
he's
lovely.
the famous lost sock.
Yeah.
Has he got Has he got a relative also playing at Wimbledon?
Yeah, he's in the
This
doubles.
year. Yeah, because
Has
I hate it when there's just one sock in the drawer. In the drawer.
Oh.
Come on!
Oh,
New
we can bang
studio, same old talent. Yeah, and apparently his trainer calls himself Jack Trainer Sock.
Oh, nice.
Lovely.
I'm just going to keep going.
Any more
Yeah,
socks?
so.
I'm on the verge of medieval hose. But aren't we all? At my age, why not?
So, Jack
Let's face it,
Sock.
when it comes down to it, I know Jack Sock.
That's going to be the new phrase, Frank.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that.
That's nice.
I'm having that.
You can use that, you see, in the dog world. You won't offend anyone.
Yeah,
In case you don't know, Emily lives in the dog world.
I do. and I like it.
Listen to her podcast in which she walks with celebrities and their dogs and talks intimately.
It's good.
Oh,
Good.
Frank.
It's good. Carry
So
on.
lovely. So, meanwhile, over in Sockland,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jack Sock, he was playing the game. He threw the
Tennis.
towel, because some of these people like the towel, don't they?
They do.
They like the sort of, the sweaty...
Well, it's a lovely... I mean, they look lustrous, the towels. You know what I mean?
Not when Jack Sock's been all over them.
Yeah, but now does one
Sweaty
wash?
sock.
If you get... Oh, yeah.
Oh, come
on. Endless. Now, do you think if you get a towel from Jack Sock land in
Yeah.
your lap,
Yeah.
do you wash that towel and use it as a towel?
No.
Or do you keep it as Jack Sock's towel?
No, it's the memorabilia owl, isn't
The
it?
memorabilia, I think. I
Is
think they
Jack
keep
Sock...
it. As,
I don't want to be disrespectful to him.
no,
I do.
Is he at the memorabilia level?
Well, you never know.
See, I'd be thinking free towel. I wouldn't be thinking
Yeah.
Jack Sock towel. Especially as I know it's called Jack Sock. I'd have probably
Yeah.
worked it out by then if I'd been at the game.
Yeah.
Advantage Sock. When I heard that.
Well,
Anyway.
there was a tussle with the
There's a
sock
tussle,
towel.
yeah. Somebody thought, I'm having that. And
2 people thought it.
It was heading for a young boy, or was
Yeah.
it?
Was it?
Or was it?
Was it heading for
But
a young
the point
boy?
is, an elderly gentleman and
I
his
don't know if he
wife.
was elder. I'd say he was younger than me. I think he was younger than me.
Hashtag orcs.
Awkward.
Yeah.
I would say
Yeah, hold it. Where are you getting at?
he grabbed the towel. Again, I'm leading it, aren't I? I mean, did he grab
Yeah.
the
You are
towel?
leading the witness.
Some people have suggested... Well, the point is, we should say there was an unseemly tussle. Old geezer ends up with the towel, and...
But how often do you get a seemly tussle?
That's true.
This
yeah.
is true. Old Ma Murray weighed in.
Did she?
No, what?
She was fighting.
No, she
She
said
loves a
afterwards
free
on
towel.
Twitter, she retweeted something which said, jerk old man stealing a thrown towel of Jack socks from a kid.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
ageist.
Yeah.
You know, that was tweeted by Andy Murray, though, I think. I think she was retweeting her
Was she?
son.
But,
Yeah, yeah.
but look, once a towel goes into a crowd of people, then it's every man for himself.
Survival of the
Is
fittest,
it?
yeah?
Yeah, isn't it? If you want to stake a claim,
Darwinian.
I would say if you want to stake a previous claim on a towel, you have to put a sun lounger on it.
Absolute Radio.
The best of Frank Skinner. Absolute Radio.
I went out with Emily Dean, Al, this week.
Oh, did you?
I had one of the nights of my life last
Did you?
weekend. Oh, what a night.
Yeah, late September. No, early July. And we went to
It had everything, Frank.
we went to see some pugilistica.
Oh, did you?
It had a bit of testosterone, a lot of
quite a lot?
testosterone,
A
Quite
little
a
bit of
lot.
testosterone.
a lot of
Yeah.
some 80s celebrity, some 2017 celebrity, some Towie stars.
Really?
Yeah, it was. But most of all, there was boxing.
No, yeah, there was boxing.
I picked up on that.
So
from the
we went to see
pugilism.
Chris Eubank Jr.
Excellent.
fighting. Now, I saw his dad fight live 3 times, so it's
Wow.
interesting then watching the child in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
But it was fabulous. Now, I know there'll be people listening to this who disapprove of boxing, but there'll be people listening to this who disapprove of everything, because disapproving is, I would say, the new version of the Ice Bucket Challenge. Everybody's disapproving, and if you're not disapproving of anything, you must be some sort of slob.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not living.
I
So-
loved it. I mean, I got very into it, Frank, didn't I? I was
Can I
shouting.
say? I mean, I've seen quite a bit of live boxing. It's more male than me. I don't know that it is more male than Emily, if you know what I mean. She's quite male in a female kind of a way.
Oh, I like that.
But I knew that my maleness and testosterone wasn't quite up before we got in there, when the security man seriously threatened to confiscate my Hall's mentholyptus lozenges that I had
Did
in my
he?
pocket. Yeah.
Well, they told us initially to go over to the ITV welcome window, didn't they?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
And-
dear.
But we were worried because there were a lot of knockbacks going on, Frank, at that
Yeah, a
welcome
lot of people
window.
not saying, so no tickets here for you. And I thought, oh, no.
A lot of men with squash noses saying, I know Terry.
No, I think they
Right.
were just looking through the perspex. Yeah, so, but it was smooth. Getting the tickets was smooth.
In the end, I mean,
That
Frank
was an easy
briefly rechristened it the ITV Cold and Indifferent window, but it was fine in the end.
They were lovely with us, I must say.
Oh, they treated us
good.
like queens.
But, I mean, to have your Hall's mentholyptus lozenges actually held up and shown to another security bloke. So, Steve, these okay? I thought they're Hall's mentholyptus lozenges. What am I going to do with them?
He might have been asking.
What am I going to clear Chris Eubank's head illegally?
He might have been asking if Steve thinks that there's a superior product available.
No, I don't.
Steve, are these okay? Well,
don't
actually, I prefer tunes, but
I
They
think
were
he,
just offering opinions, Al.
I think he thought I was going to use them as missiles. And did he think I was going to send the whole packet or individually wing them across? Unwrapping them for a greater aerodynamic. I imagine they'd leave a vapour trail.
oh, lovely.
I loved it when you got the Halls out. It was something very comforting at the end of a particularly gruesome 7th round. Frank just went, Halls. And I'd say, yeah, Frank, why not?
Yeah, it was.
And we ate the Halls whilst the
lovely.
men beat each other.
Look, I'm not doing any advertising here. I just, when you get to my age, you gotta do something about your sinuses.
I tell you, Al, Frank, I couldn't believe how popular he was with the boxing community.
Oh, well.
He went down well with this demographic.
I'm not commenting on this. It was a nice.
You got stopped a lot,
Put
Frank.
your arm round.
I did a
handshake.
lot of. Shall I take the picture?
Yeah, nice.
There was a lot of me shaking hands with men with much bigger hands.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There were 12 o'clock handshakes. The big hand was on the little hand.
The best of Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.